Welcome to Unit 4. In this unit, we're going to learn a little bit more about built-in formulas. There are thousands of built-in formulas that Excel has. If I click on the Formulas tab, you'll see there's financial functions. If you're in the financial field, logical functions, you may have heard of if and. You'll be learning those in the advanced Excel. There's text functions, which you'll also be learning in advanced. There's date and time functions and lookups. We've all heard of VLOOKUP before, which is also covered in advanced. In this particular instance, we're going to learn the average, max, and min function. Those are in more functions. In statistical, there's average. You'll find further down there's max and there's min. So you could use your Formulas tab to do these functions. You could also type them in if you're more familiar with them. And in this particular case, you'll find on the arrow next to AutoSum, there's average, max, and min there as well. So let's do the average, highest, and lowest over here. I'm going to measure the average of all the salespeople in January. I'd like to see an average. I'd like to see the highest sales and the lowest sales. We'll then look at it this way as well by the actual salesperson. What was his average for those 3 months? What was his highest? What was his lowest? So let's do the average here. In this case, we're going to do it using the drop-down arrow on AutoSum. Let's choose average. It is highlighting the correct thing. If it wasn't, you could just re-highlight and enter. And I can copy that formula across. Over here, I'm going to do the highest, which is max. Let's click on the arrow, choose max. You'll see that it is including the average here, which we don't want, so we re-highlight, excluding the average, and enter, and drag across. In this particular case, the lowest would be min. So the average for January is 15.25, the highest is 21, the lowest is 10. Alternatively, let's just delete this. You could actually type it in if you wanted, equals a V as you start typing it. All the functions come up. You could double click and enter. Alternatively, as we learned in a previous unit, you could use named ranges. And a quick way to use named ranges again is to highlight all of that into the Formulas ribbon. Create from selection, just using the top row as my headings. What you'll see now is Jan, Feb, and March in that drop-down list. So I could go equals average over here. Oops. Equals average for Jan. Equals average for Feb. Okay, so that would be the alternative way of doing that. Let's finish our last one. Let's use the average, highest, and lowest here using the formula ribbon. So into our formulas ribbon, more functions, statistical, let's choose average. Okay, over here it's asking for what the range is. Let's click on the red arrow, tell it what to average, and enter, and OK. And so these are my averages for John, Peter, Paul, and Jane. Highest, more functions, statistical. We're looking for max here. January, February, March. We could double click here too, except we don't want those two answers. And our lowest, minimum. If I didn't want all those decimal places, I could go home. And over here you'll see increase and decrease decimal. Let's decrease it. And let's decrease this twice to get rid of the 2 decimal places. And then we can bold this as well. And that's your average, max, and min function using the drop down on AutoSum, typing it, or using your formula option. The formula option is easier initially while you're still learning.